on, girl, let's scream.
I am a god.
No, please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel. This is the part where you run.
Come on, scream.
Hello and welcome to Let's Scream, a podcast where we dive into our favorite horror movies. I'm Parker.
And I'm Stevie.
And today we're looking at 1960s Psycho, directed by Alfred Hitchcock, but as Stevie says, Alfred Hitchcock. I said, who?
God,
What happened
I'm not gonna
there?
say what happened because
Let's just say there might have been substances.
anyways, join us as we journey to the Bates Motel. And is it motel or hotel?
Motel.
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 It's the Bates Motel. So I got it right. The
Holiday
Bates Motel, and learned all about Mrs. Bates.
Inn. Mrs. Bates. Are you ready to scream?
Come on, girl.
Let's
scream. Dun 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 dun.
Oh my god, Psycho, bitch. The OG, the classic. It's classic.
It's classic.
It's classic. And we're finally doing it on this podcast after, I don't know how many, are we the 80s? Are we in the 70s? The 80s at this point.
Yes.
Episodes. We don't know, but yeah, we're doing it now. I'm excited. I love Hitchcock. I mean,
Hitchcock.
right. Alfred.
Let me get that one right.
I love Alfred Hitchcock. He's my favorite director. And I really love...
Do you know his films?
I really love his films. I'm like, that movie.
I can't believe what happened at Bates Motel in
that movie. Fuck.
Anyone could be the killer. Norman, you,
Marion, Stevie Weavy.
that guy.
That guy. Yeah, let's get into sort of like, you know, the lore, the backstory, because this is a really influential film, one of the most classic horror movies.
And it's referenced in everything.
Everything.
It's been parodied.
What had happened was Hitchcock had just directed North by Northwest, which is considered like his magnum opus. Like, most people say that that's his best movie. And he and his wife were like a duo together. She was always helping him work on projects. There was like a movie that was made about this, specifically about how involved she was during Psycho and the creation of it, and how helpful she was to him. And he very notably gave her a lot of credit for her role in helping him develop these films. When it came to Psycho, they discovered this book that had just come out, and it was based on Ed Gein. And you have to think, this is like very late 50s, so like we have to look at the kind of like cultural stuff that's going on in the 50s. You have post World War II, like McCarthyism era going on. You have people who are trying to censor a lot of things. And so movies were not necessarily being allowed to take risks at the time, especially by the big production companies. But Hitchcock kind of really changed a lot of that with Psycho, because he used his own money. He financed his own film and was like, I'm going to make a horror movie that has a low budget, but we can release it and we can market it in such a way that it can possibly make like
A ton of money.
A fuck ton of money. He shot it in black and white and really tried to make a movie for the lowest budget possible, pretty much.
Yeah.
But just like see how impactful he could make it with such a low budget.
That's amazing.
He made all these decisions that are just really simple. It's why it's such an effective movie.
Yeah.
And then the marketing, I think, is like the big part of the story, is that this book had just come out and no one what had really read it yet. Like, it hadn't really become like a hit or like a phenomenon. It was on the New York Times bestseller list.
Yeah.
But just like it literally just went up there. So what Hitchcock did in order to keep people intrigued and to not spoil the movie is he bought a shit ton of copies of this book. Like, he tried to buy every single copy as to not spoil the ending. And then he also made it a whole policy where, like, if you were somebody who was like managing a theater and you were to be showing this movie, you could not let people in after the movie started. Like, you couldn't sell tickets to people who were late, because he didn't want anyone walking in and realizing what had happened, which is the big shocking twist in this movie.
Yeah.
What this movie's famous for, which, I mean, like, I want to say spoiler alert, but like everyone fucking knows this shit already,
Yeah,
because it's like one of the most famous movies. But the lead, Janet Leigh's character, who was a huge star at the time, she gets killed off like halfway through.
Yeah.
And so it was like a mega shock. And so he was worried about anybody coming in late and being like, I thought this was starring Janet Leigh, and like not understanding that she had been killed off.
Yeah.
So just all these weird like strategies that he took to like ensure that this movie was perfectly
Which then
executed.
was kind of done for Scream as well.
Scream
With
is
Drew
a
Barrymore.
huge homage to this movie with the Drew Barrymore thing. Yeah, that was a
And
huge...
having her be killed off in the very first scene.
Exactly, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And she was a blonde too, but she had her bob.
Should have Bob.
Miss Janet Leigh, she got a bubble cut. We'll get into her bubble cut, because I love a bubble cut. It reminds me of my grandma. My grandma's the queen of the bubble cut.
The bubble cut?
Yes. And then he, specifically cast Janet Leigh to play Marianne because she was a huge fucking star. And that would be part of the shock factor. 'Cause here's the thing, Hitchcock, he's like Madonna of directing because he has a British accent. And he likes to shock.
He likes to
He's
shock.
very shocking.
And controversial.
Controversial. But another amazing thing about this movie is its impact on the horror genre, because it inspired a bunch of fucking horror movies.
Oh, yeah.
And it made horror popular, and people would go and pay to go see horror movies again.
Yeah.
Or not even again, but just like for the first time.
Yeah.
And that's how we got like the whole string of horror movies in the 60s and 70s and 80s and on and on and on. I mean,
Yeah.
this was it. This is where it came
It
from.
all began.
Before Psycho, it was like the Universal
Monster
monster movies.
Monster movies.
Frankenstein,
Yeah.
Dracula, all that shit. But this was the first time that the killer could be in your own backyard. Like, this is just like some,
Random
real
dude.
person
Yeah.
in the real world, a human being. So, quite shocking. And again, we'll get through as we go through the plot, but there are so many things that this movie was kind of like pushing the limit.
Yeah.
And really seeing what you could get away with
Yeah.
in a movie at this time. And as we go through the plot, I will be giving the sort of like, oh, this was the first time that they were able to do this in a movie. And
Yeah.
and you'll see like how big its influence comes from. Because a lot of that is just kind of spoilers or like different little plot details that we can do as we go.
My favorite thing about this film is every shot, it's just his, I'm sure it's his directing, every shot is like a photo. It's just like, he just knows how to frame shit so well.
Oh yeah, he was just the master of that kind of shit. Everything was storyboarded out, like, to a T. And
You can tell. It's so, like, it like holds up too. It's like very, because sometimes with older films, especially from that like kind of era, like they were made to be long for kind of no reason, because it was a lot of dialogue, but sometimes it used to be such useless, in my opinion, dialogue where it's like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Right.
They're just saying the same thing over, especially like romances from that time. It's like they're just saying the same thing over and over again in a different sentence.
Yeah, they had to like meet the runtime.
Yeah, but like this film, it's like, no, it's everything is like so interesting. Like
I'll say
it keeps you
this,
in.
because have you seen any other Hitchcock films?
Hitchcock
Alfred
films?
Hitchcock
No.
films? So this movie is just like all of his other movies in that, and I feel like they hold the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
they feel ahead of their time.
Yeah.
And because he was ahead of his time, I mean, he was so innovative.
Yeah.
And a lot of the camera shit was like the first time they did this, or the first time you're seeing this tried out in cinema. I mean, he was just like a genius when it came to the art of storytelling through cinema. And this movie, I think, is a marvel too at good editing. It's one of the first movies that utilized creative editing. This movie is known for not showing you anything, any gore, any of the stabbing, but audiences swear that it happens because of the way it's edited. Your mind fills in the blanks, and he gives you just like little takes, little flashes of like a hand going up and then coming down like with the knife.
And doing it in timing with the music.
With the music and the sound effects. He's big on sound design. And how do you feel about the film overall as far as like the story goes?
Oh, it's great.
Did you know the twist?
Yeah, no, I've always known the twist.
That's the thing, is like at this
Everyone
point,
knows it.
It's still, because I only watched this movie like maybe 2 years ago for the first time.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, I don't know if I'm gonna like Psycho, because I feel like I already know the whole fucking
But it
story.
still is just so...
It's just really well told.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the characters are
Great
very
characters.
well written. Yeah.
And they're all very attractive.
Yeah.
Everyone in this movie is very hot.
Everyone in his movies was gorgeous. They just were. And he always cast great actors. Now, HITCHCAUGUST is the series that we were going to try to do all month long on this pod, but we just kind of got busy. So, and we had weapons, and we had other things that we were trying to cover.
I had to go to a wedding. My brother's wedding was this past weekend, so we couldn't record. It's been a lot.
It's been bleak.
And then summer was very busy. It's been a very busy summer. But I think we're finally slowing down.
To where we can be more consistent.
Yes.
So we are going to save other Hitchcock movies, I think, for later years going into the future, because we can do Hitchcockist every year.
Yeah.
I think might be like a good idea for that, and do more Hitchcock movies, because he has so many good ones, not just Psycho, but this is, his horror masterpiece. And it's so influential.
It's a classic. We have to do it.
We have to do it. Come on now.
Like, I feel like everyone should watch Psycho.
Yeah. Okay, well, without further ado, are you ready to get into the plot and break down every little detail from this Alfred Hitchcock movie?
Girl, you get to do this whole time.
Yes. Are you ready to scream, girl?
Girl, let's scream.
Let's scream. Okay, so from this point on, we are going to be spoiling Psycho.
So if you don't want to be spoiled on this movie that came out in 1960. So 65 years ago.
Yeah. All right. So the movie begins with these opening credits, and they're really like striking for that era of movies.
I thought so too. I was
Like,
this is a really cool edit.
Yeah, it's like kind of the OG like cool graphic opening sequence.
Yeah.
But it has these
split bars.
Split bars that go across like a black screen.
Yeah.
And the score by Bernard Herrmann is probably the most iconic horror movie score.
Yeah.
It's up there with Halloween.
Yep.
But Psycho was, the OG, like really iconic horror score. Yeah. It uses strings, violin strings, in such a creative way. And then like almost every horror
kind of
movie
like a screech.
for the yes. And every horror movie for the next, like, 20 or 30 years was just like, we'll just use the Psycho strings whenever something scary happens.
Yeah.
Kind of invented, like, the jump scare sound effect
a
little bit, which is really cool. But then there's also these melancholy, like, sweeping melodies in this score, too.
Yeah.
That also, I think, should get a mention, because everyone always just remembers those, like, staccato violin hits. But, like, this score also just has like a really beautiful melodic motif in it. Then we get these.
Look at you using like 3 vocabulary words in one sentence.
Bitch, it's because I've been writing lately, so I'm like I pulled out my thesaurus app. You know me.
Oh my goodness.
So we get these long pans of fading shots. So this was one of the first attempts to do a helicopter shot in a movie. This was a little bit before they were able to really mount the camera in such a way, they didn't have the technology yet, so that it wouldn't be all shaky.
Yeah.
Hitchcock really wanted to try it, and it was too shaky. So instead, they went up to like the rooftops, or they went up on like banisters and like scaffolding, and did these long series of shots that would fade into each other, and it would just keep getting closer and closer in on this hotel window that we're zooming into.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like their solution. Like, well, we can't do like a sweeping helicopter shot that zooms through the city up into like a window of the hotel.
Yeah.
We'll just do these fades. And I think you don't even notice. It kind of just feels like a sweeping helicopter shot. A really good example of finally being able to do this was a couple years later in Rosemary's Baby. The way that movie begins, the opening credits, is basically pulling off what they tried to do in this movie.
Yeah.
It was kind of like giving homage to that, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
And it zooms into the hotel of Marion Crane, her hotel room. And she's got her little bubble cut, okay? Love a 1950s bitch with a bubble cut.
Yeah.
I always think of my grandma Kiki, who still, to this day, and throughout all of time, has rocked the fucking bubble cut.
She got that haircut and was like, I'm never going back.
Bubble cut, okay.
My mom's had the same haircut for her entire life.
She kind of has a little... Well, she has more of like a Jamie Lee Curtis pixie cut.
Yeah.
Which we didn't even mention Jamie Lee Curtis being the daughter of Janet Leigh.
Yeah.
But that's so like... Everyone
If you
fucking
didn't know
knows that.
That's why Jamie Lee always pays homage to this movie.
Yes. Oh my god, and there's even a scene in Halloween H2O where Janet Leigh shows up and does a cameo, and they play the Psycho music, and she's like talking to Laurie Strode, and she says the iconic line of like, it's Halloween, everyone's entitled to one good scare, I guess. That was cute, right?
Yeah.
That's why I love H2O.
H2O is great.
It has some
but the
great
masks.
The masks are horrible.
Why can't I
Absolutely.
see his eyes?
Horrible. Ugh. So Miss Bubblecut Marion, she has just finished a session getting down and dirty with her man Sam.
And he's cute.
Oh, he's fine as hell.
I was like, what?
Old Hollywood James Dean type.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was cute. I was like, I don't know who this actor is. I don't need to know his name. I don't even care.
But he's got a hairy chest.
Would.
So.
Would.
Okay, and they're fucking. Or they just fucked.
They just finished
Okay.
up. It's her lunch break.
It's her lunch break, and it's like, what, 3 p.m. or something? I thought that
It's
was
like,
wild.
you should take off the rest of the day. And I was like, I would.
How much longer is your day? 2 more hours? Like, why not? Why is she taking such a late... Did you notice that? Because it says, like, 3 p.m. or 2:45 p.m. or some
I
shit.
didn't notice that.
I was like, damn, bitch. Okay, she's wild. She takes her lunch late. Okay.
She's like, yeah, I don't really like coming back.
Uh-huh. So we learned that she's having kind of an affair with him. No, not an affair. They're just kind of
He's
fuck
divorced.
buddies.
Yeah, they're just fuck buddies. And he, like, comes to visit.
But he does traveling for work or something.
Yeah.
He can't settle down. They want to get married, but he doesn't have the money. He's in a lot of debt. He owes,
Has alimony for his
Alimony.
wife, and that's, like, the big problem.
so,
And he's hoping that she'll get married
and she's
so
kind
that
of
he doesn't have
like
to pay alimony.
just waiting around for him, and is starting to get to that desperate point of like, I want to be with this guy, but
If you're not going to commit,
then
you know, put a, like...
put a ring on it. If you
Yeah,
like it, then you
you
should
should
put
put
a
a
ring
ring
on
on
it, right? Okay, fun fact. This is the first time in a motion picture that a woman was allowed to wear white underwear, white lacy, like undergarments. So she's wearing like a white lacy silk bra and panty set.
Oh my god.
Isn't that cunty?
Cunty.
They like barely were able to get away with it. Like they had to be shot from certain angles, or else it was too scandalous. Back in the day, bitch.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
So yeah, she goes to work. Okay, she works for some kind of real estate management company.
Yeah?
I guess we don't really know. But fun fact:
Finance?
in the window of the building where she works at, you can see Alfred Hitchcock himself, the icon.
You're just changing it every time you say that.
Alfred Hitchcock in the window, because he always put himself in his movies. He always like made a cameo.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the scene where you can see him in this movie. But yes, we meet her boss and her, I don't know, other girl who works there. You know,
Yeah.
other girl. First name other, last name
Girl.
who works there. And her boss has this client who is being really flirtatious with her.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's the 60s or 50s or whatever the fuck. And then he gives her $40,000 in cash.
Because
Which
he's
is
buying his daughter a house because she's getting married?
Yes. Yes,
And-
correct. And so he's flirting and he's showing off that he's rich
Yeah.
to Miss Marion Crane. And being like...
She's like, I never carry
daddy.
more than I can spare to lose or something like that.
Yeah. Sugar daddy.
Yeah.
He's like, do you want a sugar daddy? And she said, no, everything that I've had, I've worked from the ground up. Because I am what? Sickening.
Sickening, bitch.
So she is given this big ass wad of cash, which is, I looked up on the Wikipedia plot summary of this movie, the equivalent of $400,000.
Yeah.
Current money. So she's all like, okay, well, I'm gonna steal this.
She's like, oh, bitch, this is my money.
Yeah, they tell her to take it to the bank, and she's like, sure, no.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go get my boyfriend out of debt.
And so she goes and she packs a go bag. And she's wearing a black bra in this scene because she's made the decision to be a thief. So she's a bad girl now.
Hell yeah. Is that really intentional? Was that?
Yes. She's a bad girl. Yeah. So she wears a black.
His mind when he did that, he's like, I'm gonna put her in a black bra now.
Right.
She's being bad.
And then she goes on the road with the stolen money to go
she runs into her boss.
She runs into her boss.
He
does a double take. He's like, hey, Marion. Oh, what the fuck?
Marion? And she's like, ooh.
They make eye contact, and then she just drives. She's like, skirt. She said, I finna whip this house.
I finna whip this out.
And then she drives through the night.
Let's ride.
I drove all night.
Good to you. And she pulls to the side of the road.
Yes, because she gets tired.
She doesn't want to crash. Smart.
And then a scary cop comes out.
He was this
terrifying.
Can I be real? He was kind of the creepiest part of this movie.
Alfred Hitchcock, or Alfred Hitchcock, is him. Your favorite director. You know his name. He is actually terrified of cops, apparently. Which I'm like, real.
ACAB.
Right? He was super ACAB, which I love. And so there's all of the cops in his movies, and whenever you see a cop, they're always like really scary and intimidating.
Hell yeah. He knew.
He fucking knew, right?
He knew they couldn't be trusted.
He has those like cop aviator glasses where you can't read an expression from him. And so he's just really intimidating.
Yeah.
Scaring the fuck out of her. And she's a terrible liar. You can tell she's like a nice lady, and this is just like a desperate attempt to get the life she wants, but she hasn't thought it through, and she's not a good criminal.
Yeah.
She's making it all up on the spot.
Yeah.
And so I really like that about her character. Like, at this point, when we're like women in movies doing shit like this, this was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
This story is just, it's very unconventional.
Well, yeah, because like, especially in the 50s, women were not treated well.
You even see that in this movie, like the way that creepy guy, like the client of her boss, is talking to her. Like, I'm at work.
Like, I'm doing my job.
Right? Like, y'all, I'm trying to get
I just got back from my lunch break.
Yeah. I'm trying to get employee of the month.
Like, what the fuck? And then she saw the $40,000 and she said, fuck employee of the month. I don't need it this month.
She said, and you would do it too for a check. Right? So she's like, have I done something wrong, officer? And he's like, well, let me see your ID. She's like, well, why? It's like, girl, calm down. Like,
but it's also, it's like,
you're acting sus.
Well, she didn't commit a crime. What crime did I commit? Am I under arrest? So what are you going to do?
Are you going to arrest me? Are you going to give me a ticket?
So what are you going to do? Well, we're recording this.
So what are you going to do?
So what are you going to do?
She was like that girl, right? He lets her go, but he is clearly continuing to follow her and being creepy.
It's so creepy. She keeps seeing him in her rearview mirror. Mm-hmm. Oh, and so she you say she's not a good criminal. Next part was smart. She's like, let me get a new car.
Smart idea, bad execution.
Yeah.
Because she pulls over, you're right, she's going to trade her car off. I did note at this point that Hitchcock does such a good job at car scenes. And if you've ever seen any other Hitchcock movie, he always shoots the, like, I'm in the car and I'm driving point of view.
Yeah.
And bring that back. Weapons just did that. Which I love that shit. I'm like, it really puts you in the character's mindset.
Yeah.
And you really get a sense of what's going on through their head. And I don't know why people aren't doing more POV shots anymore. Like, I feel like they're just not as common. But they're amazing.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite stuff. Love that kind of stuff. So Marion decides to trade her car for a different one to kind of get the cop off her trail.
Yeah.
But she notices during this exchange that he has followed her there and he is watching her. She hastily makes a deal with the salesman and he's like blown away. He's like, well, people take forever to make a decision.
Like, do you want to drive the car? She's like, no, I want this one.
Are you sure? You're not. He gets something like, are you sure you don't need half the day to think it over like most people do? And she's like, no, I just need a new car. Like, give it to me.
I want a new car. I want this one.
Yeah. And then he's like, okay, well, I'll do that. I'll trade you your car, but also an additional $700. So she's like, well, let me do some girl math here. She goes to the bathroom and she takes $700 out of the big wad of cash.
Yeah.
Uses that. She's like, whatever.
Yeah.
She nearly drives away without her luggage in the new car because she's so hasty to get out of there.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, your shit, girl. She's like, sorry. And then she like speeds off.
Yep. And
right?
the cop has now come to the lot, and
it's kind of like lingering. Ugh, right?
And then I like this. She starts to hear all their voices in her head.
Yeah,
and,
that's one of my
making
favorite
up conversations, because it's like the conversations she's making up in her head. We don't even know if these happened.
No, they're just all in her mind, and she's just being really paranoid.
Yeah, so she starts thinking that the cops are like, started questioning the dealership, and
her face acting is so good in this. Such good acting.
Yes.
And Hitchcock was feeding her these lines because they were dubbing it over with the actor's lines later. And I just love that it was him who decided to do it. And you kind of like imagining him like saying it with his fucking
British accent,
right? And I love the part during this like little scene here of her imagining that client guy is being like, I can't believe she took that money even after just flirting with me. Da, 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 da. And she kind of has this like smile, like, got away with it. And she's kind of reveling in it for a second. I love that little note there because it adds like flavor of her character in that moment.
And she did great.
Yeah, she's so good. But then it begins to start pouring the fuck down rain. Okay.
And so she
can't even see.
Pulls over to the Bates Motel. And there's vacancies.
Oh yeah, all rooms.
Vacant.
12 rooms vacant. And there's a creepy, spooky, haunted, scary movie, Scooby-Doo house.
That is on a hill, like right behind it.
It's the most iconic horror movie house.
Yeah.
I think. It has to be, right? Yeah. It has that like winding staircase that goes up the hill to the front door.
Maybe the Addams Family house.
Oh yeah, that's a great one too. Love their house. It's giving that vibe.
Yeah,
for sure. This house, it's still on the lot at Universal.
It's right by the Bates Motel.
And it was in Maxine most recently.
Yes.
And I thought they did a great job of incorporating it.
Yes.
She is greeted by Norman Bates, played by Anthony Perkins.
It's kind of cute.
He's really cute. Especially for this kind of character.
Yes.
Joseph Stefano, I can't...
Stephanie Germanadia?
Kind of sounds like Stephanie Germanadia. He is the writer of this movie, and he came up with this idea to make Norman handsome and make him like actually really personable and likable. Because in the book, he's this nasty, unsympathetic, like fat old pervert, basically. Yeah. And he made him this like young, super well articulate, nice guy. He's kind of cute too for like a little twink.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And he's excited to see a customer because ever since the highway closed, I guess, they haven't gotten any business. And she checks in under an alias. It was like Marie Samuels, I think. And then she puts that she's from Los Angeles. But she's from Phoenix. She's from Arizona.
Yes.
And when he learns, he's going to put her in room 2. He goes to like grab the key for room 2. But he learns that she's from Los Angeles, and you see him kind of change his mind, and he goes for room number 1, okay? And there's a reason why he does that, and I'll explain later. Okay. He also invites her to share dinner with him, because he was just getting ready to make dinner, and she had been saying that she was really hungry and really tired. And she's like, sure. She like obliges. She's like, yeah, whatever. I'll have dinner with you, nice twink.
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. And he leaves her to go get the dinner. And she places the stolen money wad in a wrapped up newspaper to hide it. Which I said, that was stupid. Why would you not just like leave it in your luggage? Like he's not gonna go. You wouldn't expect your hotel person to go through your luggage, but you would expect them to throw out an old newspaper.
Yeah.
So I was like, girl,
she makes some dumb decisions in this movie.
Yes. But that makes her feel human.
Yes.
Right. But I was like, girl.
Likeable characters make mistakes.
Exactly. So she then overhears Norman's mother screaming at him from over at their spooky house. And the mother is iconic. We only ever hear her. Well, for now, we only ever hear her. And she is basically like, I'm not letting that LA trashy skank up in this house. She's a nasty, skanky whore.
She has something to say and she's going to say it.
You're just bitching him the fuck out.
And so you kind of feel bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
To make you feel a little sympathetic towards him.
But nevertheless, he invites Marianne into his office with a tray of sandwiches. And this office has all these, like, taxidermy birds in it.
We learned that's his hobby?
That's his hobby. He stuffs birds. He comments that she eats like a bird at first. And her last name is Crane.
Do you want to know? That's what my parents always said about me. Is that I ate like a bird.
Like a bird?
Yeah.
What did you ever fly like a bird?
Fly like a bird.
Or I was thinking Mariah Carey.
Fly like a bird. Into the sky. I need you, Jesus.
But I like that one too. Is that
I'm like a bird.
Is that Nelly Furtado?
Yeah.
Love Nelly Furtado.
Her range is wild.
She's honestly the most versatile songstress of a generation.
Fly like a bird all the way to
Say it right, girl. Promiscuous
girl.
She gave us promiscuous girl, okay? So yeah, he's having dinner with her in the parlor. He compares her to a bird. Her last name is Crane, which is the name of, a bird, type bird. And they had this whole discussion about his hobby, bird stuffing. And he says that he can't stuff wolves or like beast-like creatures. He doesn't like seeing them as taxidermy because it's like off-putting. But he's like, birds you can stuff and they still look really nice and it doesn't look like uncanny because birds are already very passive creatures before you stuff them. And I think you can compare Marianne to the bird because that's kind of how he views her as a woman, describing birds as being passive. He's saying, like, I don't mind stuffing women because they, to me, already seem like passive creatures that maybe could be easily taken advantage of, almost. Like the stuffing, the taxidermy could be. Maybe. I was kind of reading into that a little bit.
Probably because there is a line that's said to him and he gets... his, like, sexism comes through.
Yes.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about that in a bit, for sure. She also comments on his mother. They kind of go on the conversation of his mother, which she kind of starts with saying, well, mother's not really feeling like herself these days, which is some foreshadowing for later. They're talking about his kind of, like, mommy issues, because he has, like, he's maybe, like, number one mommy issues of all time in cinema, I'd say. She asks him if he has any friends, and he says, well, a man's best friend is his mother. Which, okay. Moving on. I think that was...
I think we both have things to say about that one.
Right? Yeah. Ooh. Oh, we've got, like, big-time mama drama.
Both got mama drama.
But not this.
Not this. I mean, this makes it might look like, oh, okay, it's not that bad.
Right. He puts everyone else's mama drama to shame, okay?
Oh, you have mama drama? Yeah, well, I'm Norman Bates. Oh.
Ooh. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry.
We'll just move on. He goes into describing how he feels about his relationship with his mother as being in a trap. And he says, but I think we all have our own personal traps, and you kind of learn to deal with them. And she's all like, well, I'm sorry, your mom sounds like a lot.
Maybe she should be institutionalized.
And he...
oh, he switches
the fuck up. He's like, don't joke about that. He gets defensive.
Yeah, don't joke about that.
It's like, she's a lovely woman.
No, I didn't mean any offense. Well, I'm offended. Bitch, I'm offended that you're offended.
Right. He's like, I thought we were being woke. Okay.
Whoa.
I guess you're not woke, Marion.
Whoa. I just said my mom was tough. I didn't say she was crazy.
But then he does go on to defend her by saying, well, she is crazy. She's quote unquote ill, meaning mentally ill.
Yeah.
Ever since the passing of her ex-lover, who she was just shocked by. Apparently it was like the way he died was very tragic. And just remember that for later. But apparently ever since then, she hasn't been the same. And so he's been having to take care of her. And he says, she just goes a little mad sometimes. I mean, we all go a little mad sometimes. Haven't you? And as she has just stolen a fuck ton of money and has gone on the rampage, she's thinking to herself, like, damn, yeah, I can relate. Because we do all go mad sometimes. Yep. I love this scene. This is probably one of my favorites in the movie. Besides, the shower scene.
Yeah.
But this whole conversation, I think, is a masterpiece of just dialogue and establishing both your themes and your characters all in one. It's like 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah.
She says she needs to go to bed, and she plans on going back to Phoenix, which she slipped up. She said Phoenix, but she had written on her thing that she was from LA. And then he says, what was your name again? She says, oh, Miss Crane, Marion Crane. And that is not the name that she wrote in the registry. So she just blew her cover without realizing it. And you kind of see him, like, very subtly, like, recognize that and recognize that she is not who she says she is. He waits for her to go back to her room. And then he goes over and removes a painting from the wall, revealing a hidden peephole. Pervert! And he's spying on her.
He's the peeping Tom.
He watches her undress. And then we see him go back up to his spooky house. Now, this is why he chose to put her in room number 1. Because when she said she's from LA, I think he's like, oh, she's from LA. She's probably like, a young, like, carefree LA girl that I can take advantage of.
Yeah.
Marion does some math. She gets out her little notebook, and she's doing girl math.
Yep.
Trying to see how long it would maybe take her to pay off the $700. She then rips up the math, and she flushes it down the toilet. Now, fun fact, this is the very first time that a toilet was ever in a fucking movie. This is the first time a toilet was allowed to be in a movie. And it flushes, which is also a big deal. Isn't that insane?
I guess I never thought of it as controversial.
Toilets were controversial at a point.
No, we don't talk about... Nobody poops.
Well, at one point, he is showing Marion around, and he's like, oh, and this is the and she's like, the bathroom. And he's like, right. Because it was considered scandalous to even say the word bathroom, okay? Or even suggest.
Oh, that's why people... The powder room. I'm gonna get to the powder room.
They called it the powder room. And there was never a toilet.
I'm gonna go powder my nose, which is code for do coke.
But yeah, first time there was ever a toilet in a movie.
Fun fact.
The writer was like, I feel like we should put a toilet in this movie just to see if we could get away with that too. And Hitchcock was like, do it.
Do it.
So
it's naughty.
Right? He was like, that's so random of me. Then she takes, hey, a shower. Here we go.
Yep.
This is probably the most iconic scene in a horror movie of all time.
Yeah.
So she gets into the shower and she turns on the water without testing it. Like...
Chaotic. You know what?
This always
Everything
bothered
that followed, she deserved.
She kind of deserved. Because, like, you're acting like a psycho. I think she's the psycho that the movie's talking about.
I mean, I kind of do like that at points. You kind of think, oh, she's kind of going crazy a little bit.
Uh-huh.
But she did.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun.
Yeah, she doesn't touch
And then she
the
did
water.
this. She's purely chaotic.
Insane.
She is psychotic.
But she has this,
and that's why she had to be put out of her misery.
Exactly. She has this look on her face during this scene where she is like just relieved, and it's like symbolizing rebirth. And she's changed her mind. She's gonna go back to Phoenix. She's gonna try and clear it all up. But then a figure comes in, and we can see them through the shower curtain. And then we get...
And she gets stabbed to death.
Yeah. It's iconic. The way it's shot and edited. It's all these brief little flashes of not really any actual stabbing going on. But the audiences at the time were freaked the fuck out, bitch. They thought this was the goriest shit. They could have sworn they saw... Well, one of the producers who was watching an early cut of this movie was like, stop. I saw a breast. That has to be cut out. And they slowed down the footage and were like, no, there's like, we didn't show any boobies in any of the frame. Your mind just played tricks
that's
on
what I was
you.
thinking. It was like, at points I was like, it looks like you're seeing tits, but you're not.
You never do. And you never see actual knife go through skin.
No.
You only see like a little bit of blood.
Yeah.
But
it's just dripping into the water.
Dripping down into the drain, right? Yeah, it's not really like that gory, but you just, the way it's edited so fast, it makes you just like...
think that it's happening.
Yes.
Your mind fills in the blanks.
Exactly,
like
exactly. And he used, fun fact, the sound of slicing melons and cutting into like watermelons to be the stabbing. The like, stabbing sound. And chocolate syrup famously is the blood.
Yes.
Because it read more like blood on black and white.
Yeah.
And Janet Leigh, they didn't make like a body cast or like a mannequin. Like that's her actual dead body. Like, not dead body. They didn't kill her.
She died for this movie.
She died for the role. No, that's her like pretending to be dead. And I think she looks fucking dead. She did a good job of like physical acting.
The sliding down the wall at the end, like you can kind of see like the last of like her life leaving her eyes. It's really well done.
Yes.
She did a really great job.
Very good job. Yeah, they killed her off. The big star of this movie.
Halfway through.
The main character. She's dead. And we're only what?
Halfway through the movie.
Halfway through the movie. Insane. So we see Norman run out from his house exclaiming like, "Mother, what did you do? Why would you do this?" And he discovers Marion's body. He's in shock. He like covers his mouth like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this has happened." He does this long sequence of cleaning up the evidence.
It's really good.
It's really good. And the reason why it's so long is because he wanted audiences to have some like recovery time after the shock of seeing her get killed at this point in the film.
Yeah.
And he knew that people were going to be like, "Oh my God, can you believe it?" And be like, you know, talk through it.
Yeah.
So he wanted like a long scene where there was not a lot of dialogue so they could like process what
What
had
the fuck
seen.
just happened?
Yeah. He also is cleaning up in this very like routine way, like he's going through the motions kind of.
Yeah.
And I just think that that's interesting, like his body language and his acting, his facial expressions, it kind of conveys like, oh, he's done this shit before, you know. And then he wraps her body in the shower curtain and puts her body in the trunk of her car, including the $40,000.
He just never knows about it.
Never
knew about it.
Yet. And he drives it into the swamp and lets it begin to sink down. And then there's a moment where it stops and he's like kind of holding his breath, like hoping that it isn't just going to stick out of the water the whole time. But then it eventually sinks down into the swamp and it completely like is submerged.
Yeah.
We cut to a week later and we now have our new main character, Marion's sister, Lila? I meant to look up what it was. I'll just say Lila, whatever. So we are following Marion's sister, Lila, who is visiting Sam following Marion's disappearance.
Yes.
She has a little flippity bob
yep.
haircut, okay? And I like this actress a lot, too.
Yeah.
Vera Miles, who I think is a great counterpart to Marion.
She looks very similar.
She does a good job, too, at, like, you instantly like her. Because she gives me kind of, like, Nancy Drew energy.
Yeah.
She has this, like, journalist vibe. Like, she wants to get to the
solve this.
bottom of the case.
I want to figure this out.
So I appreciate her. And I think that not many people talk about this performance, but she eats in the second act of this movie. If she wasn't good, then this movie wouldn't work.
No.
Because you'd be like, well, I don't like this bitch. I wanted Marion Crane. But you like this bitch.
Yeah.
So it works.
So it works really well.
Leela informs Sam that Marion is missing. So he's freaked out. Almost immediately, a PI named Arbogast, who I'm going to call Arb, just because I want to. Arb appears trying to investigate the missing $40,000.
Yes.
He was hired by Marion's boss and that client.
Yes.
We see Arb go around town asking people about Marion, and then he stumbles upon the Bates Motel. He questions Norman and asks to see the guest book.
He's a good investigator because the way he, like, I like his directing and his writing because he really tries to be like, oh, but you know, like, he does a lot of like, oh, but you know this, and oh, you know, oh, a smart guy, like, you kind of like, he butters up the person he's talking. He really is trying to make Norman feel super comfortable.
To get him
he's
to
kind of
spill.
playing like the nice cop thing.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
You know, you don't want him, because as soon as if he starts getting like aggressive with him, being like, oh, well, I know you're up to something, then it's like, well, then they're just going to be like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's like asking the right questions.
And so like, it's really good because you see him real time also just kind of like Norman fucking up his story.
Norman begins to stutter, like really bad. You can tell that he is so scatterbrained right now, trying to make sure his story sounds straight.
Yeah.
Because at first, he's all like, no one's been here. And then he's like,
oh, wait, no, I do recognize her. It was raining, so my hair looks different. That's a bad photo. That's a bad photo. Yeah, I didn't recognize. I love her. Oh, she was... Yeah, she was here. She was
great.
She went to bed, and then, no, she didn't make any phone calls. I wasn't here, though.
He's like, how do you know that she didn't make any phone calls? Were you with her all night?
No.
No?
Oh, well, I made her a sandwich.
That's
the
His story's like all over the place. Clearly acting suspicious, right? And then he brings up the mother.
And he's like, and this is also, he makes, I don't know if it's happened yet, but he mentions something about like being tricked by a woman, like Arb mentions it. Mm-hmm. And Norma gets pissed at him.
I wouldn't let a woman trick me.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, sexist. Don't let the sexist jump out.
Yeah,
and he's like, I didn't get her, but mother got to her.
Yeah, and he's like, well, what does that mean? Your mother?
Has your mother spoken to her?
Where's your mother? No, my mother's sick. She can't speak to anybody.
You can't talk to her. I won't let you talk to her.
You're going to need a warrant to talk to my mother. So, like, as soon as the mother gets brought up, KG asks for a warrant, right? Yeah. So he's sketched out, and Arb drives to a payphone and calls Leela and tells her his findings, and then decides to return to the motel because things are just not adding up. He wants to get more info from Mr. Norman. And he's calling out, he can't find Norman, so he decides to go up to the spooky house.
Dumb decision.
And he begins to go upstairs. He's like climbing the fancy stairs. And
this is a really cool shot from like above.
Yes.
Because we just see, there's like no noise or warning, but the figure, we assume Mrs. Bates just comes out of a room, and we're just seeing the top of her head holding a knife, and she just cuts him. It's so good.
She stabs him right in the face.
Just right in the face. And he falls down the stairs.
This is an iconic shot that gets referenced all the time. Yeah. The stumbling back down the stairs. Yeah. And they like layered film to achieve it, so it looks really disorienting.
Yeah.
And then the figure comes down and stabs him several times. Yep. So damn diva down. That character did not last.
Nope.
Back at Sam's place, he and Leela are kind of like, well, where the fuck is Arb? He should be here by now. Yeah. So Sam goes to check out the motel. He finds no one except for the shadow of Mother in the window. He sees her briefly,
which is an iconic shot
that Maxine did an homage to.
Yes.
We see Norman is nearby. He's at the swamp, like looking out at the water. Obviously, I think having also plopped in Arb in his car and his body in there. I think that's why he's standing over there. And Sam and Leela go to the deputy sheriff. His name is Mr. Chambers. And he and his wife get confused when they like are telling them what's going on. Because apparently the only quote-unquote Mrs. Bates
died 10 years ago.
10 fucking years ago. And she didn't just die.
It was a murder-suicide.
A fucking murder-suicide.
She killed her boyfriend, who was married.
Yes.
And then she killed herself with poison.
Yeah, with like she used gas or some shit. She
Yeah.
like, poisoned herself with gas.
Oh, and Norman found them together.
Yes.
In bed.
In bed.
Mama drama.
Mama drama. So we get a scene back in the spooky house. We first see Norman. We just see him go up into the mother's room, but we're hearing their dialogue together as they're arguing. And Norman's like, "Mother, we have to take you down to the fruit cellar." And she says, "Well, do you think I'm fruity?" Like, it's basically what she's saying.
no faggots.
Yeah, right. She says fruity. And he grabs her, and we see him from, like, again, that, like, bird's eye view.
Yes, and he's carrying Mrs. Bates.
Carrying Mother down into...
The fruits. She's like, "Don't touch me! Ah! Ew! Don't hit me!"
She kind of reminds me of the bitch in SpongeBob who's like, "Chocolate."
Well, she looks a lot like her.
She really does.
We'll get into that.
We'll get there. So, Deputy Chambers has searched the motel himself. He's talking to Sam and Leela, and he didn't find anything. So he suggests that Arb maybe was lying to Sam and Leela so that he could pursue Marion and then get the money. But
Okay.
that's not, yeah.
They're not buying that.
Oh, that's not.
That's what you just make that up, and I'm supposed to believe that?
You just
Make
made
that
that up, right? So they're not convinced, and they go to the motel themselves. And they go incognito as a couple.
Yes.
And they sign in, and they, I think, get assigned to cabin 10 or room 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
So they are going to search the place from the inside out. And they're, like, sneaking
And they know
around.
room 1 is...
Where?
Because they also, like, they're like, "Do you need us to check in?" He's like, "No." And he's like, "Well, I need a receipt from my boss."
Oh, because this is a
business
company trip. Yes.
So I need a receipt. I need everything notarized.
So I need to sign in. And he can tell that Marianne had signed into room 1.
Yeah, so they figure out, okay, room 1. We gotta figure that out.
They go and search room 1, and they find one of the ripped up papers from when Marianne was doing girl math.
Yeah.
And flushed it down the first ever toilet in cinema history.
Wow. And she's like, "Look what I just found by the first ever toilet in a film."
Right? Skibbity toilet. She was like, "Is that a skibbity toilet?" I don't even know what that means, but...
But
I'm
it
so
was.
not hip, but it totally was. First ever skibbity toilet. They come up with the plan to send Leela up to confront the mother in the house. Meanwhile, Sam is going to distract Norman with the art of conversation. Okay.
Yes.
Leela searches the house. She's upstairs. She even gets jump scared by her reflection at one point. She's like, "Oh,
I'm stuck with the man in the mirror.
And then she's like, "Oh, reflection, you scared me."
My reflection show who I am
Inside. The Christina Aguilera version, though.
It's so.
She goes up into Norman's childhood bedroom and sees all of his, like, toys. And it looks exactly like how it would have looked when he was a kid. It hasn't changed. And there's a record player. And she looks at the record. And
I thought they said erotica.
Thank you! I noted.
But
I
it
said,
did
is he
not.
listening to Erotica by Madonna?
Great album.
Great taste.
I was listening to it the other day and I was like, oh, yes.
Waiting for you, just waiting.
You give me fever.
You give me fever,
Oh,
deeper
that's
and deeper
Okay,
and
let's cover, but
deeper.
it's one of my favorite songs.
Oh, Fever? Oh,
You
Fever
give me
Eats.
fever.
You give me fever. You know, in my head canon, Norman's listening to Erotica by
Yeah,
Madonna.
but it was like
Erotica.
Erota or something.
Erota or some shit. I don't know.
Erodia.
It was Erotica, girl. It was Erotica. She also discovers Norman's journal, and she begins to read it, but we don't see any of it.
She's like, oh, what the fuck?
She must have read like a page and was like, "Oh, let me get the fuck out of here."
Like, ooh, this guy's psycho.
Psycho, right? Wait, hey, the movie's called Hey, Psycho. Hey. So, meanwhile, down at the motel, Sam starts to get aggressive on Mr. Norman.
And Norman hits him over the head with a vase.
Yeah, because he's like, "Oh, you're on to me," kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then
He's like, where's that woman?
yeah, he's like, "Where's Leela?" He starts running up the steps.
And she sees him in the window coming and she's like, bitch, let me hide.
She hides in the basement. She sees Miss Mother facing away from her in the rocking chair.
She's like, Mrs. Bates. Okay, this is also kind of funny what happens.
Sure.
She just touches her and she somehow, in her wheelchair, fully spins around.
Yes. And we see...
It's Mrs. Bates.
But it's that little worm from SpongeBob.
She's like a mummified body.
Yeah, she's corpse.
Leela screams off her fucking head.
Oh, it's one of the most iconic horror movie screams.
And then, as soon as she screams, fucking Norman runs in dressed up as Mrs. Bates.
Serving old lady drag. Fierce
with
drag.
the knife.
Yes. And it plays the music.
But
and
luckily, Sam shows up just in time to get Norman from behind and apprehends him. And we then go to the police.
And first of all, another thing that I love about is that swinging light in this scene. And it gives, like, lens flares off the camera. It's, like, so artsy. Ooh, I love it. Because it makes that corpse, like, you can see, like, the insides of, like, the eye socket.
Oh, it's creepy.
It's so scary. Yeah.
What are you selling?
Chocolate. It's chocolate.
Mrs.
Literally.
Bates, when she saw Leela, she was like, what? What are you selling?
Are you selling chocolate?
I remember when they first invented chocolate. Invented.
I always hated it. She hates it. So Norman has been apprehended. We fade later that night to the police station. We see he was arrested. We get this scene where a psychiatrist breaks down
and I
his,
love
psychology.
these old movies where they're like, we're going to explain everything for everyone who didn't get it at the very end.
Right, exactly.
And so it turns out Norman actually killed his mother and her lover because he felt like he was being replaced. And then he felt so much guilt, he wanted to undo the murder, so he became his mother.
Yep.
Mentally.
Like a split personality
and has split personality disorder and truly believes that he is his mother.
And anytime that we've heard the mother, that's just been him.
Yeah, talking.
He can, like, just perfectly recreate her voice.
One cop does throw out the word transvestite, and I'm not gonna lie, I laughed.
I laughed too! Not to be unwoke.
But it was like, they were like,
and we're not
why
binary.
is he dressed in women's clothing? He's a transvestite.
We're not binary. We can laugh at that. Okay?
But it was just like out of nowhere. And it was just like, you know what? I'm going to give it to him.
Girl, the 60s,
it's
girl.
1960. They were allowed to
seriously, right?
It was a very different time.
So now we learned that the mother personality has completely taken over.
And he's sitting in the jail. This is really cool, like, having a conversation with himself where it's the mother talking, saying, like, oh, you thought you were going to pin this all on me? You're the one who did all this. Don't try. Like, this is ridiculous.
And she's playing all innocent. And she's all like, well, I'm not even going to swat that fly.
Because there's a little fly that lands on her.
And she's like, I hope they're watching. They'll see. They'll see and they'll know. And they'll say, why, she won't even hurt a fly. And then he gives this creepy smile to the camera, and we see this overlay of the skeleton.
Oh yes, this
for like a brief moment.
So creepy.
It still gives me chills.
It's really creepy. It's a really good effect.
I think it's the best scare in this movie because it's so subtle.
It's so creepy.
Yeah.
And then we get the end card, which is them pulling out
Miss Marion's car.
Yep.
From the swamp.
And it says the end.
Yes.
So now they're gonna find her body.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Such a fun ending. Up. Yeah.
It's the black and white does not hold it back. I think it actually really enhances this movie.
I can't imagine it being in color. Well, they did try to remake it in color.
Remake or they recolored?
No. There's a remake starring Vince Vaughn. Girl, you didn't know about this? There is a remake starring Vince Vaughn where the whole, like, conception of this movie was they're going to remake Psycho shot for shot. And the only difference, it's all going to have the same dialogue, same story, shot for shot. But the only difference is that it's shot in modern times and in color. And when Norman is spying on Marion in the bathroom, he's jerking off. Those are the only differences. And it's, like, famously, like, so unwatchable because the whole time you're like, this is not as good as the first movie. Yeah, they did that. And maybe we should review it.
Wait, I kind of want to watch
now
it.
that we've seen, reviewed this initial one. Yeah.
I'm like, wait, now I'm so intrigued.
But yeah, Psycho, 1960. We
Wow.
finally covered it.
That's crazy.
Such an overall
This is not
amazing movie. So impactful, so influential, such a classic. And it holds the fuck up. I think everyone should see it. I think you'll start to notice after you see this movie how much it's referenced and how much inspiration people draw from this movie. And we wouldn't have modern horror cinema
without it. So thank you, Psycho. Thank you, Halford Cherfrock.
Alfred Hitchcock, the director.
The director.
Alfred
of Psycho
Hitchcock.
And Birdies.
Birdies. My favorite movies. Birdies. And Butt Window.
Butt Window.
By Alfred Hitchcock.
Rock.
All right.
We hope you all had a lovely time with us at the Bates Motel.
I had fun. This episode was silly, and I loved it. Next month on the pod, the entire month of September,
we will be visiting some of the greatest movies of all time. Maybe cinema history.
should we reveal the theme now? You want to do it?
It's gonna be Scooby-Doo September.
Scooby-Timber, bitch. Or Scoob-Timber.
I like Scoob-Timber.
Scoob-Timber. So yeah, get ready, because we're gonna be
reviewing the Scooby-Doo cartoon movie.
The cartoon ones.
We are
and
gonna
the
do
sequel to the live action.
We're gonna do Zombie Island.
Cyber Chase.
And the witch one, the Hex Girls one. Salem
Girls
Witch one.
And Monsters Unleashed.
And
Monsters Unleashed. So get the fuck ready, because it's about to be a Scoob-Timber, bitch.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Ruby Roo, bitch.
Raggy Roo.
Ralph and Rich Croc. That's how you said Alfred Hitchcock. You gotta said it like
I was just so excited for
Scoob-Timber. You were in your Scoob.
Ralph and Rich Croc.
You were like, oh, Ralph and Rich Croc. Thank you so much for joining us today on Let's Scream. We hope you had fun with us at the Bates Motel. Please remember to follow the pod, like the pod, and leave a glowing review of the pod, of course. And you can send us a movie request for future episodes. You can follow me at Parker_Will_C on Instagram.
And you can follow me at CVNash95 on Instagram.
We are also
at Let's Scream Pod on all socials.
And until next time, this has been
Let's Scream.
Let's Scream.
Bye.